We liked it. We loved I love sports films. I don't know how you feel about them, but I love old sports films. I thought it was a good time. You know, we've all just been through such hell from the pandemic to all the sort of polarizing stuff we were going through, and we're going through an election and all of that. And it felt like a time that we should remind ourselves that we're better off together and that we actually like each other, and that these guys who were strangers and desperate and hungry remind us of sort of the spirit of what we can be.
Really kills me whenever I hear that in the film, that he was a 13-year-old boy abandoned, because it takes you right back to yourself as a 13-year-old child and wonder how you would face the world. And that, you know, kids with coaches and with fathers often, you know, I feel like they're almost blank canvases that the kids project so much need onto, you know, that coaches don't sometimes, like fathers, don't realize just how much of an influence they can have on these kids. I like there's almost sort of an intuitive connection that George has placed in the film about Coach Ulbrichtsen's curiosity about Joe, almost like he senses some deficit there. And I just really think with very few words between the two of them, there is a real kind of really interesting, deep relationship that reminds me of father-sons relationships.
They're tough. I mean, it's hard to shoot. You're in the water. You have to keep it accurate. You have to be, you have to have the boats in the right place at the right time. There's a lot of things that go wrong, you know, in the water, in the wind, everything. But we're surrounded by really talented people, and like you said, Tanya, the editor, is such an incredible editor, that we were able to sort of just keep focused, keep our eye on the prize, and you know, and try to get it finished. And when you have really wonderful actors, you know, the hard part's taken care of. Now it's just about putting the camera in the right place.
Really hard for me wearing those woolen suits.
Sure.
You know what I mean? No. I mean, I was at best a cutaway. I have to say though that being a passenger or you know, an observer of that process the boys went through, of watching the evolution of their skill level and their camaraderie, it was very impressive. And knowing what it takes sometimes in those films where there's really no faking what you have to do on screen. You have to really put yourself through the paces at a very quick, exponential learning curve. I was deeply impressed, but happy to stand off to the side.
I will also say, you know, he did this in one of the best sports films I've ever seen, Warrior. And again, you care about the characters. That's why you love it so much. But you can't fake fighting like that. So you know exactly what it's like. And that was the fun of it.
Yeah.
Best day is That's a Wrap. I don't know. You know, every day is fun. Look, I'm 62 years old and I get to play in a sandbox that I never thought I'd ever get a chance to do. I love every single day of going to work. I enjoy the fact that we get to be children still. And so I'm always fascinated by it. I'm fascinated with the challenges. There aren't worse days. We had bad days. We had COVID, you know, there was always things that could go wrong, but you know, we figured it out. And I think we all, you know, I don't know, what's yours?
My worst day, it's not really worst day, it's always the most challenging day, is day one.
Oh yeah.
It's just taking a character for a walk for the first time in front of about 100 people and a studio that might be like, made the wrong choice. And you know, the best days are kind of a mix of all days. I think for this, it was a really enjoyable shoot. There was just a good feeling amongst everyone. So I never really had some like devastatingly terrible day or some, you know, maybe the days where we knew that people were out with COVID and we had to sort of act alone, and you know, there was some complicated stuff around the old COVID-19 got in the way.
Yeah.